This is Fluency Module 2, Lesson 4. We're going to start off with some perimeter and area. I want you to look at the shaded area, and as you're looking at that, which side, on the longest side has how many units? And as you look at that, you should have said, oh, 5. How many units does the opposite side have? 5. So the length of both of these sides are 5. So what's the length of the shortest? When we add those two together, what's the length of the two longest sides? And you should say, oh, that's 10 units. All right, let's look at the shortest sides. What is the length of the shortest side? And then what is the length of the opposite side? So those two shorter sides would be 3 each, and if you put them together, they would be 10. So what is the sum of the 4 sides of the rectangle? And that is 16 units. Because you got 10 plus 6. Alrighty, let's look at that again. And let's, oh goodness, my eraser does not want to work today. There we go. Apologize for that. All right, so as we look at that, and now we're going to look and we're going to see how many square units are in one row. So if you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is 5. So how many rows of 5 square units are there? 1, 2, 3. So how many square units are there altogether? Let's figure it out by counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15. So there are 15 square units. All right, let's look at another one. And we're going to kind of go through the same process here. Let's go with red this time, shall we? All right, so let's look at this new rectangle here, and we'll just mark it that this is the one we're looking at. What is the length of the longest side? Well, you should have looked and said, well, that's 4. How about the length of the opposite side to that? And the length of the shortest side. And the length of the opposite side to that. When we add those together, 4 plus 4 is 8, and we add the other two sides together, and that's, 3 plus 3 is 6. And when we add those two together, we come up with 14 units. Well, that works great. So now let's look at, let's count our units and see what we come up with. How many rows, how many units, square units are in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. And how many rows are there? 3. So let's count by 4s to see how many square units we have. 4, 8, 12. So we have 12 square units. All right, let's look at this very last one and go with something different here. What is the length of the longest side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 units long. And what is the length of the opposite? 6. And what about the shorter sides? 4 and 4. If we add those together, 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 6 plus 4 is 10. We come up with 20 units for the outside. Let's count how many square units we have inside this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6, and we have 4 rows of that, so let's count by 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. So we have 24 square units. Hopefully that reminds you a little bit of the difference between area and perimeter. This next page we're going to skip, and we're going to come into here where we're going to look once again at converting our units. So you have your whiteboard out ready to do this. We're going to be doing another exercise after that you'll need your whiteboard for as well. All right, 1 meter 20 centimeters is how many centimeters? Well, 1 meter is 100 centimeters, so 120. 1 meter 80 centimeters, 180 centimeters. 1 meter 8 centimeters, slight difference here. 2 meters 4 centimeters, 204. All right, we start with 1,500 grams is how many kilograms and how many grams? Well, 1 kilogram is 1,000, so we can break this into 1 kilogram and 500 grams. Let's look at the next one, 1,300. Again, 1 kilogram, 300 grams. 1,030 grams, 1 kilogram, 30 grams. And the last one, 1,005 grams, 1 kilogram, 5 grams. All right, we're going to look at liters and milliliters. We haven't really talked so much about those yet. A liter is 1,000 milliliters. So very similar to what we've been doing with kilograms and kilometers. 1 liter is 700 milliliters. Well, if 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters plus 700 gives us 1,700 milliliters. 1 liter 70 milliliters gives us 1,070 milliliters. Hopefully you can tell what that is. 1 liter 7 milliliters gives us 1,007 milliliters. And 1 liter 80 milliliters gives us 1,080 milliliters. Alrighty, let's go on. Look at the next page. We're going to do some counting, some unit counting, some fluency counting. Excuse me, my voice is going. This is really, really good in that it's really just to help you understand how the units are related to each other. We're going to be using liters and milliliters. So the first thing we're going to do is count by 500 to 3,000 milliliters. We'll go up to 3,000 and then we will come back down. So we'll start at 500. 500 milliliters, 1,000 milliliters, 1,500 milliliters, 2,000 milliliters, 2,500 milliliters, 3,000 milliliters. Okay, from there we're going to go back down. So that's 3,000 milliliters, 2,500 milliliters, 2,000 milliliters, 1,000 milliliters, 500 milliliters, 1,000 milliliters, and 500 milliliters. Excuse me. If you remember from before, now we're going to add in liters. So every time we get to a 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000, we're going to say the number of liters that is instead of saying milliliters. So we'll start again counting by 500. 500 milliliters, 1 liter. 1,500 milliliters, 2 liters. 2,500 milliliters, 3 liters. We're going to go back down now. From 3 liters, 2,500 milliliters, 2 liters, 1,500 milliliters, 1 liter, 500 milliliters. All right, next, we're going to keep just adding in and making it a little bit, changing it just slightly. So this time we're going to do liters, and we're also going to do liters as a mixed number, liters with milliliters, as we come to that. So we're going to start 500 milliliters, 1 liter, 1 liter 500 milliliters, 2 liters, 2 liters 500 milliliters, 3 liters. And from 3 liters, we're going to go back down. 3 liters, 2 liters 500 milliliters, 2 liters, 1 liter 500 milliliters, 1 liter, 500 milliliters. All right, we're going to try again, this time all in milliliters. I'm sorry, actually when we get to liters, we'll do similar to what we just did. This time we're going to be counting by 200s. So hopefully as I go, you'll catch on and understand what we're doing. 200 milliliters, 400 milliliters, 600 milliliters, 800 milliliters, 1 liter, 1 liter 200 milliliters, 1 liter 400 milliliters, 1 liter 600 milliliters, 1 liter 800 milliliters, 2 liters. All right, we're going to do similar, but this time counting by 400. This time we're going to go up to 2,000 milliliters, and then we're going to go backwards. This time also we're staying only in milliliters. So here we go. 400 milliliters, 800 milliliters, 1,200 milliliters, 1,600 milliliters, 2,000 milliliters. From 2,000 we're going to go back down, 2,000 milliliters, 1,600 milliliters, 1,200 milliliters, 800 milliliters, 400 milliliters. All right, and then the last one on this, we're going to count again by 400, in groups of 400, but this time when we get to the liters, we will say 1 liter, 200 milliliters, like that. We'll differentiate between them. All right, here we go. 400 milliliters, 800 milliliters, 1 liter, 200 milliliters, 1 liter, 600 milliliters, 2 liters, 1 liter, and now we're going to go back down, 2 liters, 1 liter 600 milliliters, 1 liter 200 milliliters, 800 milliliters, 400 milliliters. All right, that is the end today of our fluency, and hopefully you have a great day.